Yeah. Yo, this is Nick D.
I'm Brie K, and this is CAESURA.
You already know what it is, man. It's William Cater.
Yo, this is DJ Lost and Found from the Missing Link podcast.
Hey, what up? It's Miss Hero from Pew Army.
This is Stephen the Levite.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy YP, a.k.a. Young Paul. You know what I mean? Representing the East Coast, New York, Jersey, stand up.
And you're tuned into the That's Not
Christian Podcast. Woo!
Yeah, what up, y'all? It's your boy Switch. We back with another one. We got a lot of people this time, man. We're back with Jimmy. We got Jay. We got Ant. We got a friend of the show, DJ LNF.
In those
we got Pastor Charles.
He brought some friends.
We got Darren.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all feeling?
Welcome.
We good,
man. Yo, thank y'all for joining us.
You know what I mean?
Thank y'all for joining us, especially after our
we got
anniversary.
the fifth man in the building right off the bench. You know what I'm saying?
Thank y'all for joining us, man. Right after our anniversary. Our anniversary was this past Friday.
How old are we now?
We are, I don't know. Somebody say 3. Some people say 4. I don't know.
Oh, wow. I thought it was 3.
Listen, it's 4 because we was on Zoom before Zoom was popular.
I'm saying, bro, this dude don't know math. He's doing like Dominican math or something.
Dominican math.
Wow.
Dominican math, yo.
Brother.
It's too early.
Nah, man, we got so many topics, man. We you know what I mean? It's not too early.
Oh,
man.
so what's up? We're gonna talk about the weekend. We're gonna talk about the weekend first, though, right?
Not for all time's sakes, we not. Forget the weekend.
That means we got some topics today. Okay,
let's go. All right. What y'all got? What happened this weekend? So happy birthday to everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in to That's Not Christian Podcast. I mean,
episode 168.
Yo, that's crazy, man.
It's a lot of episodes, man.
It is. It's wild.
It's a lot of weeks.
Yeah, for real. It is. Anyway, what we got? Let's go.
Well, right now, what we got? We got Ruslan and your man's going at it right now.
Oh God! All right, yo, put it on. We all watching it now.
Wow.
We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch their podcast.
Fair use.
Yeah, so you got you got live right now is Ruslan and Marcus Rogers. Yeah. And I guess how the whole situation started was Marcus Rogers had made a video about someone from Maverick City who was I think it was on a party bus.
It was a party
while
bus.
they was on that party bus, they was playing Bad Bunny music. Were they jamming out? I didn't even see that video or that clip.
Yeah, they was rocking.
Yeah, they was chilling. They was chilling. They was enjoying the show.
They was vibing to Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Marcus Rogers hopped on that real quick, said, a couple things about that individual, basically saying, we got to be careful. We're allowing spirits and demonic spirits when we listen to this kind of music.
Right.
He's going to hell.
Nah, he ain't say he's
he
going to
hell. He did talk about demonic spirits, though. He did talk about
he definitely did reference the demonic spirits and said, a lot of us Christians are worldly because, we would listen, because we listen to secular music or, pretty much. So DJ Michael V makes a TikTok video or a reel. And he has that clip and someone else that was commenting on Maverick, the person from Maverick City. What's their name? Y'all know their name?
Nah,
I don't know the person's name neither. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, they were making a comment. When they made the comment, Michael V puts at the end Bad Bunny music and starts dancing to it, kind of like mocking the people that were talking about how it's demonic to listen to Bad Bunny. So right now, let's fast forward Marcus Rogers responds with a video saying y'all lame, y'all clowns, etc., etc. He mentioned Ruslan because Ruslan had left a comment on McKelvey. A couple people left a comment, and then Ruslan responded, and then right now they both chopping it up. But what's everybody's thoughts on this, man?
Well, that's a lot. There's a lot to unpack there.
Oh yeah,
There is.
Is listening to secular music allowing? Was it demonic spirits? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
So
Opening up spirits, demonic spirits, allowing demonic spirits. I kind of liked what Ruslan's approach was. Basically saying that it's more about the heart, what comes out of the heart per se, rather than
Dante Bo. The dude's name is Dante Bo from Maverick City. He's the one who posted the video.
If somebody listens to the music, they're being somehow demonically possessed. And I think he made a good comparison because he said, let's say you go to a baby shower or you at the gym, right? And they got the secular music in the back. Are you becoming demonically possessed at that moment? Or are you like just listening to it or passing by? Or, you know, if you're at a wedding or something and somebody's playing music and it's secular music, as a Christian, are you going to become demonically possessed because of that music? So I think that was a good point. You know what I'm saying? What's everybody else's thoughts?
My view is this. It's like, because that's a good point. If you're in a gym or you're out in public and somebody playing that music, doesn't mean that a demon is going to jump in you, but it's using wisdom in regards to what we entertain. And it doesn't just stop with music, because if you open up the door with music saying that, you know, we definitely don't need to listen to secular music, you have to do that with the movies you watch. You have to do that with all entertainment. So it's like, how far do you really want to go? And I feel like each individual is going to have to use discernment and good judgment to dictate what they entertain and what they don't entertain. Because me riding in the whip, listening to Tupac is a lot different than me being at the gym and them just playing something in the atmosphere. One, if you have the Holy Spirit, you can't be possessed, period. So let's keep that theologically. You cannot be possessed if you have the Holy Spirit.
You're preaching now. Let's go.
Can I be influenced by things? Can I be persuaded? Yeah. So if I know that I wrestle with lust, I'm not going to watch anything with women twerking or something like that. You got to use wisdom. But like, there's a middle ground where you don't want to go too extreme and be like, the moment you hear something that's not of God, you're possessed now, but you don't want to get to the point where it's like, okay, I'm rocking out to everything I used to rock out to when I was in the world. So I feel like you got to have a balance, bro, and not jump out the window on either side. You feel me?
Amen.
Facts.
Good stuff. Yo, we got pastors here today, so y'all know it's going to get, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
What did y'all, I kind of felt like I don't like when Marcus Rogers starts telling people, you know, they're worldly or they're not Christian, or
you don't like his approach.
They're baby Christians or whatever it may be. And then I also, even though I thought it was hilarious what McKelvey did, I didn't think that was mature of McKelvey to do that as well. You know what I'm saying? Because you're mocking somebody who's got a strong conviction about something, and that's just their approach, you know what I mean? And for you to go there and mock them and, you know, put clips, that's just creating animosity at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't think that us as in the body should be doing those type of things to each other, antagonizing each other, because this is what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like a YouTube war, and, you know, it's going to keep going back and forth. So
wait, what clip did he put in there that was mocking him? Was it the dancing? Is that what you're saying?
The dancing, but he was playing the music.
Well, he first played Marcus Rogers talking about how listening to Bad Bunny is demonic and worldly. And then he played Bad Bunny after and started dancing, you know, to it.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, you're making a mockery of the person's point at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but another thing too is, you know, in the Twitter world, we had, you know, certain people that were even saying that if you listen to Bad Bunny, like you're gay or you're anything like that, or you're automatically gay. So
your man said that. Cephas said that.
Oh,
Right?
Cephas had tweeted. If you listen to Bad Bunny, he didn't say. He said, "I'm just gonna assume you're gay." He was saying, "I'm not saying you are, but you know, I'm
Yeah,
I love
And-
Sevens, bro, but jeez, yeah.
yeah.
What about this, bro?
And don't get it twisted though, because
Uh-huh.
you know, Bad Bunny kind of sus, right? You know, got a lot of stuff that has been.
I don't think it's kind of. It was kind of before,
Buddy,
but now it's not kind of no more.
It's
now
full blown, fam.
Right.
No speculation, bro.
It's confirmed. It's confirmed now.
Buddy,
Oh, he
buddy
confirmed. All right, so if he confirmed that,
video, that's what happened.
But watch this
I
though.
didn't see it.
What about this though, fam? What about some of the worship leaders that's in some of these churches that's unknowingly gay? You feel me? And I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not arguing either side, but I'm keeping it a buck, bro. Like we gotta open the floodgates up now, bro, because it's some people leading choir that's suspect, fam. You feel me? Doesn't mean I'm gay, bro. If I don't know that they gay, you feel me? I'm worshiping. I ain't got nothing to do with what they got going on. But
that's true.
I understand. Stevens is that's my boy. He cool people, so I'm not trying to refute what he's saying, but I wouldn't go as far as say if I unknowingly listen to somebody who's gay that it makes me gay, or that even if I knowingly, which I wouldn't, listen to somebody who's gay, I'm automatically gay now. You feel me? So like I don't know about that. Yeah, that's a little extreme.
Right.
That's true. You know what? There was like rumors like back in the day about Prince and Michael Jackson, and nobody really stopped listening to them. You know,
we was doing the moonwalk and all of that, bro. You feel me? Like,
we
real
was
talk.
listening to R. Kelly. Ain't nobody was pedos. Hopefully,
man.
you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Like,
That's true.
Yeah, bro.
This guy,
You pulled out R. Kelly, bro.
Come on,
R.
Leave
Kelly.
that
Too
one
soon,
alone.
bro. Too soon.
Right.
I used to watch Bill Cosby. You know what I'm saying? But we can go down that rabbit hole.
We can open up a whole Pandora's box.
Lifam says, "I wish I knew more about Bad Bunny, so I know what the heck I mean." LOL. I ain't trying to find out about the topics in the conversation still. So to anybody who doesn't know, Bad Bunny is right now, I guess, a top artist, especially in the Latin community. But he's broken records past Drake, past a whole bunch of people. So that's what it is.
And let's be clear, like he is like what Drake is to hip hop. He's a phenomenal artist. Like his music is just amazing. You know what I mean? The beats, the melodies, everything that he does he's an amazing artist. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, is it ratchet? Definitely ratchet. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely
Is he gay?
you know, there's some stuff about, you know, love songs and stuff like that. But yeah, he's definitely on that ratchet hip hop tip. You know what I'm saying?
He's definitely gay.
right.
We're gonna throw that in there as a fact.
No mystery, huh?
Right.
No. You can't kiss a man and then say you're not gay, man. Like,
that's funny.
That's like that comedian dude, right? I mean, the same thing. You're still
bro.
gay,
Right?
You're still
Gay, bro. Ain't no in between, fam.
Yeah. Listen, they argue different over there, man.
Oh, I know they do. Yeah, but nah, bro. You keep it a buck, bro. You full blown, bro.
Right.
You know the verse, ain't no standing on the fence, you must pursue a side. Yeah, that goes for that too, bro. Yeah.
He just dropped the jewel. Y'all caught that?
Right.
They'll get it later.
Album, baby.
They'll get it later.
Yeah.
My dog going nuts.
Right.
Yo, who's that? Sparky?
That's Switch.
I ain't got no dog.
Oh, that's Switch.
That's Switch, yo.
He's agreeing. He's all good. Yeah.
It ain't me. Not today.
Lifham says, I thought for sure Bad Bunny was a female. I mean, you watch a video of his and you might find out he is. So, well,
that's true. He did do that too. I forgot about that. He dressed up like a woman and everything. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Well, that's what Cephas said. He said he's the Miley Cyrus. He's the male Miley Cyrus.
I didn't understand that. What does that mean?
I didn't understand it.
I didn't either.
I guess because he's like colorful and you know how Bad Bunny is, man. He wears pink.
Yeah,
I get that, but what that got to do with Miley Cyrus though?
Yeah,
who listens to her?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm serious. Who listens to her?
She gay?
Probably.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, yeah. So back to Ruslan and go ahead.
I was gonna say, how y'all feel about how they handled this? I mean, Ruslan and Marcus Rogers. You know what I mean, because it was heated.
They chopping it up. They
chopping
chopping it up right now. Oh
No,
no,
I didn't even catch that because they just did the video live, right?
Well, Ruslan had gone live earlier, you know, kind of saying, hey, you called me out, all this other stuff, but remember, there was other stuff in your past and all that, and in Marcus's past, and all that stuff. And that was like, in that part, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna really like help anybody.
It's not getting anywhere. Now they just getting at each other.
Right. And then this, before we got on, we were just watching a little bit of it, and they were just, practically going at it, with each other. I don't know if they're still on, but
yo, shout out to Voss. Yeah. Miley Cyrus kisses woman for Shock Valley. Maybe that's the call. That makes sense.
Okay.
I can see that. Okay.
Voss also says trans bunny.
Hey, voice straight cut with it, man.
Yo, yeah, I got to see the conversation in context, because the part that we saw was just them kind of going back and forth about Marcus Rogers not extending grace to people, right, when he was like living in sin and still ministering, or struggling, I should say, not necessarily living in sin, but struggling with certain things, and him still ministering, and then him not sharing that same measure of
cards on him.
Then he asked him about being married like three or four times or something like that.
Two times.
They fighting low.
Yeah, he said, remember when you baptized that dude and he mysteriously died, that soldier?
Oh, he
that's
pulled
true
that
too.
out?
Wait a minute.
Punches.
See that wasn't helpful though. That was
right. What did that do?
It wasn't. But Ruslan was like, "Yo, you got personal with me.
You got specks in your eye. You got specks in your eye.
I
think that's what he's doing. Yeah."
He was saying,
but here's the thing. I don't think Marcus didn't air anything out like that towards his past. Right, he just said that you a clown for the comment. Right. That's it.
What did the soldier dying have to do with? How's that Marcus' fault? If the
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
That to me is that's wrong, bro.
That's what I'm saying. They just going at each other at this point. It ain't even
biblical no more. Bro.
Nah, at all. Personal, that's foul, yo.
Y'all got platforms. Y'all both got platforms, and then at this point, I mean, if you was looking at the chat was wild, bro. Like I was distressed just looking at the chat. Like Ruslan chat, I was like, y'all should be ashamed of yourself. The way y'all acting, y'all. For one, you're not even being, you're not even addressing Marcus Rogers. You're just attacking him, right? Like if you want to address the issues, sure, that's one thing. But just attacking him, it wasn't helpful at all. So,
Voss says Marcus called people goofy and fake Christians, though. That's a deep insult as well. And lame. He did call them lame.
Yeah, Kel V dance was kind of goofy. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't here for this, bro. DJ Beef, I ain't here for that, bro. we hear about my album.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about your album.
LNF is trying to, you know what I mean?
Right.
He needs to keep the features open. You know what I mean?
I might need an intro. You know what I mean?
Oh,
you don't want to be like Ebro, like how Ebro be treating academics. You know what I mean?
Speaking of academics, man.
Yeah, speaking of academics, recently
y'all heard what happened?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if you was paying attention, academics had a live, and he was basically speaking on. He made a comment about the older generation of rappers, and he's like, the older generation are dusty. They always looking broke. And I think to his point, he kind of went back and kind of added to it and was saying, in his context, I was talking about how a lot of these older rappers, they weren't smart when it came to business. You know what I'm saying? When it came to contracts, or it came to, being on a label, or the kind of deals they were making. And a lot of them are broke now. And he's saying they hating on the younger generation because, the younger generation is getting fly and getting money. And so LL Cool J responded and was like, hold on, slow down. You're going too crazy right now.
I want to say, what's CHH? DJ's academics? Nah, yeah, I heard about that. LL went off, huh?
Yeah, he said
in a very professional manner, I would say.
He did.
Yeah. He had a lot to say. Now he ain't full of Marcus Rogers.
Oh God.
Nah, he was professional about it. Like he didn't even want to mention his name.
Yeah.
So,
he was really
DJ.
cool about it.
Yeah. But that's bred out of disrespect, though. People don't want to use his name because they don't want to give him that respect.
Yeah.
You know, that's what with academics they always do with him. They want to remove the title from his name as a DJ. Like the man DJ'd in the past, he's a DJ. Let's stop it. And maybe I feel passionate because I get the same thing.
I was about to
People are like,
ask you
yo,
about that.
You ain't on,
Did that hit
I've
home?
been on
Did that hit home?
Right. I didn't know he was a
Google
DJ,
me.
huh?
Google it.
You know, Spice One snapped on him too, though. I don't know if y'all remember Spice One. But
Yeah, I saw
Spice
that.
One snapped. Now he
Oh,
was
yeah,
nowhere
yeah.
near like the little Cool J, bro. He snapped.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Oh yeah,
He
a
said,
Spice
"What have
One
you
was
done?"
talking about putting pause on them and all that.
Oh,
Yeah, he said,
word?
what have you done as a DJ? Are you even a DJ? Do you have any hit albums out? Like, what makes you somebody adequate enough to speak on the topic? So he must not be, acquainted with DJ academics outside of the podcast, or you know what I mean. But yeah, he's coming at him hard.
I seen Russell Simmons chimed in too.
Did he?
On the yoga mat.
Yeah,
On the
yeah.
yoga mat.
Bro, when you address
Indian
somebody with no
style.
shoes on, bro, that's different, bro.
With your legs crossed.
Well,
With
with the incense blowing in the back.
Yeah, that's different. That's different, bro.
Wow.
It's an interesting convo because I think right, like we just talked about like secular music, right? But some of us, we've grown up with some of the older generation of rappers, right? And they kind of dear to us, so we have some kind of correlation, right? And then we're kind of a little more judgmental towards the younger kids, right? The younger generation and what they're doing now, and how their music is. And so what are y'all thoughts on that? Like the disconnect between the older generation, even in Christian hip hop, right? Like, what do y'all feel about that disconnect? Is there a disconnect because the younger generation doesn't respect the older generation? They feel like y'all washed up, y'all old. Or is it from the older generation being like, oh, these young kids aren't lyrical enough, or they're not?
You think that's the case though? I see mad respect, bro. Like you seen all the features that Selah did with the next generation. You know what I mean? You see what LNF is doing too. Like a lot of people are connecting. You can't connect with everybody because everybody ain't on the same page, but you connect with those that are air likes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm from the golden era of hip hop, fam, and I can listen to a lot of the stuff that's going on in CHH now and still respect it because that's their era. You got to understand the people they grew up listening to, and you have to also look back at our era and see how the era that maybe came before that maybe not respected our transition. Each era is going to be different, and I don't think it makes it any less good of music. It's just knowing your lane. So I can respect the different styles that's coming out now and still hold true to mine. So I feel like there is a disconnect. We do know it's one, but at the end of the day, I feel like that can be reconciled if everybody just respect their lane. You know what I mean, and what they're doing and what they prefer to do. It's all preference, man.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
And I think the context about where Ack was coming from was in the sense of the older generation. Y'all got jerked in your contracts, but you didn't pass on the information to the younger generation. And I think even when you talk about CHH, it's the same thing. You got a lot of younger folks who are upset that the older generation didn't leave behind what I would think is like a foundation. Because I think CHH, if you go back to like 2010, I'm sorry, but I felt like everybody kind of moved different. People were a lot more, at least from the outside looking in, they were a lot more business savvy, it seemed like. Now, of course, I know that there was bad business going on and stuff like that, but to me, everything just seemed like the foundation, the genre itself was handled a little bit more professionally, down to from people being posted on Rapzilla or whatever it was, and maybe that's just me from the standpoint of being a fan, but I think like right now we just like anybody and everybody can get DistroKid, upload, and it's a rap.
Right.
Like you artist. But there's no foundation where people even understand, their royalties and stuff like that. So I think that that's where some of the animosity comes from, is where you got the younger generation that feels like, yo, y'all didn't leave us nothing. You didn't leave us no foundation to build off of. Now we basically building from the ground up, and it's a mess, So I think that's part of it.
Foster's hip hop. Wow, this is deep. He says hip hop is a fatherless culture, respecting what came before you is at a deficit in Black culture.
That's real.
There was we're in a CHH Christian chat, and I don't know if y'all know Brother Hurt from the West Coast. He made a comment that I kind of I respected, you know what I'm saying? And he said, Act can say what he wants, but this younger generation is gonna get older as well. And we're gonna see how they pan out in the long run, right? We're gonna see, how their money's gonna be. We're gonna see, who's gonna be broke and who's not. And let's be real, in the age of social media, it seems like a lot more rappers are getting killed. So you might have dusty old rappers, but they alive, right? Compared to these young boys that are getting the money, getting to the bag,
Right.
but they dying left and right. Almost every week, it seems like a new rapper's dying, right? And I thought that was profound, and there was a lot of wisdom there, on the other spectrum, on the other side of things.
True. Something to think about.
Facts.
For sure.
So, what do you guys think? What do you think? How can, if there is a gap between the new generation and the older generation, what do you guys think that the culture needs? What do you guys think that we can do, being that we are part of the older generation?
Well, I'll say this, man. One thing that's already kind of been done already, and it's more in the secular, but I think it can spill over into what we're doing with CHH is when Versus came out. A lot of the younger generation is getting introduced to bars again, and I think they're starting to appreciate it more. Like, because you got these old artists being reintroduced to a larger audience that children of this generation may never heard of a Bun B or may never heard of a Jada Kiss or Styles P.
Right.
Because of Versus, that kind of reintroduced a lot of these artists from our era to these new generation. And I work with kids. I work at a shelter for runaway youth. And when I expose them to this type of music, and it's CHH now, of course, but when I expose them to more
Right.
lyrical CHH, they love it. A lot of times it's just they haven't been exposed to it enough. So it's like at the end of the day, a lot of it's just re-exposing them or exposing them for the first time to this type of music. And a lot of them are rock with it, bro. I think we assume that they don't want to hear bars. We assume that they don't like lyrical music, but I've seen from actually working in the field that that's not always true. So I think a lot of the work is already starting, bro, by just, reintroducing them to, that style of music. And I think Versus helped with that greatly, bro.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we seeing a lot of that now with the success of Griselda, and then we see that in CHH too. Like, we've seen a lot of artists that are bar heavy, seeing a lot more success now, doing a lot more projects together, a lot more collaborations. You know, so I think we're in a good space, man. I think it's growing, and it's something for everybody.
For sure.
It's not just the wavy stuff. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Bars is back, fam. Definitely.
Let's
we
go.
definitely we got mentors. Like, you got people who are out there. I think that it's not not politicized, but it's not spread out there widely. But you got a lot of people out there who are from the earlier generations, and they're mentoring younger people. They're picking out artists who they can pour into, right? Like, I'm not connected directly, but a double ATL, like he's out there, pouring into dudes out there in ATL, man. Like, a lot of them young dudes, you'll see an interview, and they mention him as somebody who pulled him under the wing and was like, "Yo, this is how you move," and all of that. And I think we need more of that. You know what I mean? So kind of like what I kind of do with my music, when I see if there's a need there, that's when I'll be like, all right, cool, let's work on your royalties. Let's make sure that you got everything, business wise, in order. Shout out to MC Nice. Nice just put me on this weekend. You know what I mean? Like, he's looking out for me for an upcoming event, and he's another one that's not celebrated. You know what I mean? And it's not spoken about, but there's people in the background who are mentoring and helping younger artists kind of like navigate, but it just doesn't. I don't think they get celebrated enough. Where what I mean, people don't get their flowers, so you don't even know that it's happening in the background.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Dope is dope. That's what's up, yo. Gotta be more of that, yo. We need to.
Yeah.
Any other comments on the academics?
No. Nah.
All right.
I said enough, yo.
Darren, you good there, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I do want to make a comment on the on bridging the gap just with the older generation and the younger generation. I think that with anything, the standard has died when it comes to music, because when I was coming up, if you couldn't rap, you didn't rap.
Yeah.
And so,
Oh no, how do you explain E40?
yeah, not to knock the younger generation, but I do think it's imperative that we have mentors, that we have those, because you learn from exposure. And a lot of people, they're really ill-equipped because they haven't been exposed to a different caliber of music. They don't know the art. Just like freestyling is obsolete now. The things that the fundamentals, we don't even discuss the fundamentals. It's like an extinct thing now when it comes to the culture. So I really think that when we have the older generation have time to have those dialogues with the younger generation, it's a beautiful thing. And another thing that I realized that in this modern day culture is that sometimes the younger generation is not always receptive. Because we have this idea that we already know it. We get into the bag. We don't need instructions. But I just want to say that money is no good without knowledge, without the plan, So that's my 2 cents.
Come on,
amen.
Strong point, bro.
Yeah,
one thing I noticed is that, and I tell the kids that I work with, I say, if you've been fed fast food your whole life, you'll start to think that's a normative, and you'll start to think that's quality food. And now when somebody like your mom or dad prepares an actual home cooked meal, you look at them like it's an alien meal, because you've conditioned your taste buds to like junk. And because that's all you eat, you think that's good food. So musically, that also translates musically. If all they hearing is Kodak Black and all these other cats, and I'm not going to name all of them, but they're going to start to think that's the standard. And you made a point on that, bro. So it's like when you get exposed to a home cooked meal, it's a little different. You feel me? When all you've been used to is fast food. So,
and we always got to be mindful of the pioneers that sacrificed, right? Because even in CHH, right, like some of the cross movements and all these different artists, right, they weren't accepted by every church. You know what I'm saying? They were still calling their music demonic, and so they had to sacrifice. They had to go through these struggles and through everything to be able to open doors for other artists that are out right now. And even in the secular world, right? Like, in the beginning, hip hop wasn't the biggest thing in the world, like how it is now. It's one of the most streamed music. Every time you watch a commercial or you play a video game, hip hop is in it. Hip hop pretty much runs and dominates everything. Yeah. So, but at first, like, you're the pioneer, right? So you gotta, you're gonna go through the sacrifices. They might not have made money. They might have just had to put the legwork, and you always gotta, respect that and honor that, in my opinion. So, on the vice versa, if you look at the fruit of hip hop, then we can we can further elaborate on that. You know what I'm saying? As far as the older generation will have to eventually say, well, the newer generation is this way because we did promote violence, and we did promote, we were promoting getting high. Now these kids are doing more than just smoking weed. They're, popping pills, or they doing this, or they doing that. So, I mean, it was wicked even through its transition. Don't get it wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're saying it's a result?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think anything that's not founded on Christ is going to collapse. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Absolutely.
I hear that.
So yeah, on to the next topic.
What you got?
We got the Celtics coach. I don't know this guy's name. Y'all know his name?
Ime Udoka?
Ime? That's how you say his name?
Ime Udoka, yeah.
Okay.
Udoka.
So he's the head coach for the Boston Celtics.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's recently suspended for the season because he he was caught. What was he having an affair? Was that what he was doing?
Yeah, for the most
Okay, so
part.
he was having an affair with someone that worked with the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Someone
possible
on staff.
multiple affairs too. Possible.
Possibly.
Did they say it was multiple that's
Yeah.
coming out?
You have to do them like that, bro.
There's possible. I heard that there was 2 ladies he was with. You know what I mean, I don't know if it's a truth. You know what I mean, but there's also from what I'm hearing that there's people that just throwing out people's names now, and they're not even involved. So it's hard to know.
But right now, it's what we know of is one.
I seen 2 pictures. I know that.
Oh, really?
I seen a white woman. I seen a black woman.
Oh, I didn't see. I just saw the one, and I saw the name of the female too. Oddly, her job was team services. So, I mean, I think that's what they were saying, that she was also actually in the process of helping Nia Long move too. Like she was helping her find her house.
Wow.
Yeah, she handled Nia Long's travel.
Yeah.
So she would book her travel whenever she's going somewhere or whatever, and then helping them to find a house in Boston. So.
Yeah.
Should he still have a job?
He signed a contract, man. It went against the company policies,
right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying, should he have a job next year? Like, should he?
That's tough, man. Because how many? I mean, according to a lot of folks, this is normal, right?
Right.
There's
in the
tons
NBA.
of coaches that
players
do this, owners, players, right? So why is he being made that type of example?
I think it might be partially because he was with a subordinate. That might be the issue. Also, from what I'm hearing, man, is he slept with
the inside.
I'm just you gotta if you're gonna come on the show, you gotta read up.
Yo, I think we found our DJ Academics. This just it, guys.
You guy was DJing for the Celtics, yo.
Listen, I'm about to start my YouTube channel. All right. But from what I heard,
Twitch background.
Word. From what I heard, the woman that he was sleeping with was married, and she was actually a higher up's wife, so somebody above him.
Oh,
so I
his
think
boss
partially ties into this as well. Yeah.
Oh,
that's why.
That don't blew it.
You don't mess with the boss's wife, man. Right. You don't mess with nobody's wife, but you don't
mess
with the boss's
nobody's wife.
That's good.
Right. I had to walk it back real quick.
Yo, don't mess with the boss's wife, but the janitors, you know what I mean? The custodians.
Man, stop.
Kyle Manning says if they had to suspend him for the season, then they should have just fired him.
That's true. I mean, they're probably gonna end up doing that for the most part.
They come back.
They probably just suspended him because they don't know what they could legally do, so they're gonna wait a minute and see. You know what I'm saying?
One of the boss's wives, you gonna let him come back?
Yo, I mean, he took him to the finals, so that's bread,
right?
Like, so if I'm the boss, and he ain't sleeping with my wife, but I'm just saying, if I'm the boss, that's money, bro. Like they don't think of this the way that we thinking in a Christ-like manner. For a lot of them, once you're at that level, you messing with my bread, bro. And when you get to the finals, you get the Christmas game, you get all these extra games on ESPN and all that, and some of that equals out to more jerseys, more ticket sales.
Facts.
The better your team is doing, so that's money. And listen, she did what she did, but who's to say the boss ain't doing his thing on the side too? I'm just saying.
But to say that, then be like, why a year though? Like that's the same as Richard Salva, right?
Who's that?
That's the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, yeah, he's selling the team now, right?
Well, yeah, they forced him to.
Wait, that's the owner of the Phoenix Suns,
right?
And Mercury, right? I think they initially they had tried to suspend him a year, but then now they're forcing him to sell it.
What he did?
So supposedly he was being.
He
racist.
said the N-word.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he said it. He was quoting. He didn't say it like, you know, hey, you, or whatever. He was quoting
He was
somebody.
quoting. What he was rapping a Rick Ross lyric? What do you mean he was quoting?
He was quoting
I don't know,
Kendrick.
bro. I
He was
don't know,
quoting
bro.
Kendrick.
That's what I read. He's yeah, I don't know.
So,
Hey, did you guys? I know this wasn't a topic, but it came to mind now. There's a conspiracy. Hold on,
conspiracies.
Not a conspiracy, but
now we got
hold on.
No. That's it.
LeBron supposedly.
LeBron conspiracies.
LeBron wants to get out of LA contract
and
so that he can buy with CP3 and I don't remember who else to buy the Phoenix Suns, so that way he can draft Bronny and his other son.
Oh, come on, yo! Cut this guy Mike's off.
Yo, where are you reading this on Reddit?
It's out there. It's out there. Yo,
tell him, LNF. Tell him.
He can't play it.
You heard it too.
You heard that too.
Yo, you know LNF is tapped in, man. You know LNF is tapped in, so
he can't play if he
big
does
LNF.
that,
You know what I mean? Tapped in, yes.
He can't play if he does that.
No. He wants to get out of LA so that way he's able to.
He wants to
retire.
Yeah, retire and buy the.
So he'll be like another Michael Jordan. With the last
so then that means, to further the conspiracy, LeBron sent them some Kendrick lyrics to rap, and they recorded.
Okay, now cut your mic off.
Oh yeah.
Right? It was a whole setup.
Like,
from
read this
LeBron.
to me, right? He set him up. You did.
Right. There we go, yo.
Yeah.
So then that means
that was on the
LeBron-
subreddit. I saw that.
That means LeBron won't ever get another ring, and he won't ever be considered.
He'll get it through the Phoenix Suns or whatever the team is
He's
going
not
to be
gonna get
called.
in LA anyway, so that's over.
Come on.
That's true too.
Come on.
Well, that's lies. He can still get
He
it.
said that's lies.
Look, he the guy want to believe what he
You see
wants
the
to
season?
believe, yo. You can't have a
Did they make the
conversation with
playoffs?
this dude.
Yo, Charles, who's your
rebuilding.
team, man?
Oh man, bro, you in the area that I'm so uninitiated in, bro. Like,
Oh,
I ain't
okay.
watched basketball since Michael Jordan was playing, bro.
Let's
Oh,
go.
wow.
Squad.
Basketball is demonic, y'all. Y'all listen to that. The spirits come into you. You watch that, the spirits gonna come in.
Oh, don't do that. Somebody compared,
That's gonna be in the comments right there.
Somebody compared LeBron to Jordan. I almost said something, man. To like reel it in.
That's how I be feeling.
You need to have a conversation with Jay, that man Jay.
Hey, listen, this is the whole thing we were talking about earlier with the new school and the old school.
Yo. Dude, this dude will raise your blood pressure, yo.
Yeah, he looked like it, bro.
He looked like
it. Looks like he's ready to. Yeah, bro.
Darren, who you got, man? Who's your team, man?
I'm with Pastor Charles, brother.
Oh, okay.
He said
See,
Team
these are-
Jesus, bro. That's what he said. He said Team
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it,
These
man.
dudes-
But see, I have the same thing. My favorite player is Jordan. So
Okay.
Oh man,
Darren, what state you from?
I'm from South Carolina.
Oh. They ain't
Yeah.
got no team. They ain't got no teams over there anyway.
Yeah.
Hornets is close.
The closest team is
The Hornets.
North Carolina, no?
yeah, North Carolina.
Yeah, the Hornets. Yeah.
Hornets.
Yeah. Anyway, we got this one final story, and then we're gonna get into this LNF album.
What's
right?
the story? What's the story?
All right. A Utah mom is pregnant with her son's child at 56 years old.
I heard about it.
Bro, why you
Now-
saying it like that?
Now,
bro?
hold
I
on.
know, right?
Hold on.
Yeah, why did he say?
Right?
What?
Bro, why you say it like that?
Mario, he say, yeah.
How did
Go
he
ahead,
say
go
it,
ahead, go
y'all?
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Are we
Listen,
the same
hold on.
page?
All right.
Clicks and
So-
views.
So exactly. I don't know
Know
if
what it
knows.
is.
So the article says 56-year-old mother from St. George, Utah, has revealed she's pregnant with her own son's baby after her daughter-in-law discovered she was unable to carry a child. The daughter-in-law underwent a life-saving I can't even put it.
Hysterectomy.
There you go. And is now unable to carry a pregnancy. And yeah, and the couple, they already have a set of twins, and then they wanted more kids, and it came about that the mom was able. So what y'all think? Not all at once.
Good for them.
Okay.
I thought, we spoke about it. I thought it's weird to be like, yo, the mom is like, your mom is having your baby, But at the same time, if that's all they had as someone to carry, and that the mom was actually physically able to carry, I mean, what
I'm
could they
surprised
do?
she could carry. She's really
That's what I'm
old.
saying. At that age,
yeah.
Right.
like that's crazy.
Because you're in like your mid 30s
Yo,
and it's
so
considered a
57 is old,
geriatric
really old.
pregnancy.
Go ahead, Pastor Charles.
Come on, Pastor Charles.
He like that really old.
I know it
comment.
sounds weird. It sounds crazy.
It sounds weird. It does.
And
For
then
sure.
Jay made it seem like he impregnated her.
Right.
Is it? Would we call it incest? My thing is, I mean, can it technically fall under the umbrella of incest?
No.
I'm not saying I have the answer. I'm just trying to see what y'all think about it.
I don't think so.
I would say no because
right?
it's still the DNA of the daughter-in-law and then the son.
Right. They just carried it.
She's just
needed a
carrying the
body
baby.
She's just the oven. She's just the oven. She had no parts in the ingredients.
So they put the daughter's eggs.
Yeah, it's a surrogate.
Yeah.
In the mother.
Yeah, just to kind of incubate it,
in the daughter's
basically.
eggs from the son. So the sperm. Come on, y'all. Let's keep it a buck, man.
It's weird, bro. Yeah, it's weird.
Cut through all the Kool-Aid right now, fam. Check this out.
Your grandma gonna be your mom too, like that.
Still in the egg. The egg is in the mama, bro. Like I know it wasn't done directly, but genetically, that's scary, bro. Like I don't know. To me, that's just weird, fam. We would have had to find some other alternative. Exactly.
I think this is like I don't think it's ever. I never heard of a story with moms. I've heard of stories where sisters are carrying for other sisters, but don't nobody make a big deal about that. But this is the only time I've ever heard like
from a son. I'm like no matter how it got in there, my sperm is in my mom.
And you see your mom's belly growing. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months.
See, look at his face. You see how his face looked now that I said that?
Yeah.
You gotta be very
she's like, son, give me your hand, touch my belly. Your son's kicking.
Come on.
Call grandma or mom. Which one you want to call her, man?
Child gonna have what kind of relationship is the child gonna have with the mama now? Is it my mama or my grandma? It's too much.
That's big mama. That's big mama.
God is not an author of confusion.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They're not gonna tell the kid. They're not gonna tell.
Right, they're gonna tell her. They're gonna be like, "That's grandma."
He gonna find that. Yeah.
Google gonna tell him.
So nah. Some kid in class is gonna tell him. Like when he's like in the fourth, he's in the fourth grade.
Your grandma's your mom.
Oh man.
Even for laughing, switch. That's wrong.
Right.
Yo,
because
we had this
laughing that hard at
we had this convo in the chat room, and I said that joke is weird, and they were like, "Oh,
he
no,
did say it was weird."
I was like, "That joke is straight weird, bro."
I'm just, I couldn't
use your wife's best friend or something, or somebody else.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Nah.
Don't do that.
Okay. All right. Maybe not that.
You gonna be in a situation.
I mean, all right. So if we go to like biblical times, right? Like, Dad, we saying biblical times, like we not still right. And we go back to where we read in the scriptures, right? And a lady was barren, and they would impregnate someone else, right?
Talk about Abraham.
Right. So would that still be like wrong or?
Hold up now. We talking about Abraham. Let's be specific. Him going into Hagar wasn't God's commission. That was Sarah's commission. He wasn't supposed to go into Hagar. God specifically wanted him to plant his seed in Sarah because she was barren.
Right.
That child was a child of promise. It wouldn't be a child after the flesh. Because we see what happened with Ishmael. Ishmael is the progenitor of Islam, which is what caused all of that conflict between Israel and Ishmael. So God didn't commission that. Now, there's another passage where it talks about the gentleman, I can't think of his name, who was supposed to go in his brother's wife because his brother died. And he pulled out and his sperm hit the ground and God made him drop
he died. Yeah.
So, I mean, you could throw that in there, I guess, but like that still was God commissioning that in times.
And with that, I think the issue was that he was just doing it out of pleasure, right? Because he was basically just having sex and not doing what it was commanded to do, right? Which was to get her pregnant so she can have the child at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, yeah, let me just get with her and not do what the Lord commanded me to do.
He wanted the input, but not the output, fam. Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But are y'all cool with surrogates? Like, if let's say, God forbid, any of our wives would be barren, and she's like, listen, I want to have another child, would y'all be cool with that, or y'all, or some of y'all gonna be on some, yo, I'm just gonna believe in the Lord that He don't want me to have anymore?
Yeah, I'm on that. Like,
I'm just finna anoint that stomach and we're gonna pray about it, bro. I ain't going. Nah, I'm straight.
I would do the surrogate. I would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want no more kids, but so I ain't got to deal with this. But yeah, I think I would do it if for some reason my wife's reproductive system just stopped working, and they were able to somehow retrieve the egg, use my sperm to have a kid. I think I would, at the very least, I would think about it, and I think I would lean to right now. I would lean uh, to having that as an option, right? Like prayer is definitely, I think, the first option, but having that as an option, I don't think it's sinful, right? Maybe it's unwise to do if if there's something that we can think of that's could set the kid back or something like that, but I don't think it's sinful.
Like your mom carrying the kid.
I wouldn't do moms, bro. That's
surrogates charge like 25, 50 racks.
Darren, what you got? Darren's just shaking his head. Nah, no
feed
moms.
the economy, so that's a good
Right?
thing,
No moms, no grandmas.
Moms is out of the picture for me.
No aunties. I don't want my auntie carrying.
Nah.
No family member. No family member.
Yeah, we just gonna have to chalk this
Boy,
one
you got to come up with like 20, 30 racks in if you're not gonna have somebody close to you do it.
Yeah, we just gonna get a dog and call it.
Oh, because the person close to you might do it for free, right? Pretty much.
Right.
You think your mom's gonna hit you for 30 racks?
You still gotta pay for. You still gotta pay something, right?
You gotta
For the
pay
whole
for
process.
surrogate. You gotta pay for everything. You paying for everything. If she want DoorDash when she hungry, you paying for it.
Wow.
What she put you on
Bro.
Just petty. They just put you on child.
What'd you say?
Legally?
Did she put you on child support?
Well, that's my kid.
I mean, you're gonna have to stop paying, I guess. No.
Yo, your mic went. Your mic kind of.
Yeah, your mic
level went down.
Yeah.
I was saying that you have to like sign a waiver stating that that's their kid.
Oh, the mom.
Oh, the mom.
Yeah, they gotta be something in writing.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, they gotta. The same thing I probably gotta do with a surrogate. You have to sign over some type of.
She could just be petty and like I'm putting them on child support. Like I don't know.
Your son.
The blood work gonna come back clean though, so he good.
Oh, right. Oh my goodness.
She's not the mom, right?
Yeah.
You are not the mama.
Shouts out to Nick. Shouts out to Nick Cannon.
The Nick Cannon.
Yo, he's done. It's a wrap, right? Yo, was that facts? Was that facts? He's done, right?
Nah, he said that 3 babies ago. No.
I saw Kurt.
I thought I saw a picture saying where he was like laying in bed and he's like, "That's it. It's a wrap. He's taking care of it."
That's old.
That's fake.
That was literally 3 kids ago. Seriously.
Yeah, I thought he still had 2 more on the way.
That's what I'm saying. He said that a while ago.
Now I'm gonna get my Marcus Rogers. I saw Kurt Franklin chilling with Nick Cannon. And they were joking around. Nick Cannon, Kurt Franklin said, "Watch out, don't get me pregnant now." And I said, "What?"
Whoa.
Right, Kurt Franklin want to get pregnant.
He sound like he's in the public school district.
I'm not capping.
Does he understand how that works?
Yeah, I don't know.
He was next to him. He was like, "Don't get too close to me. I might get like." I was like, "What?"
He said that. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
No, not only did he say it, but he put it on his.
He put it on his Instagram.
His Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, he wasn't talking about.
It wasn't like a private joke. He was next to Nick Cannon. Said, "Back up. I ain't trying to get pregnant." Said, what?
Right. Like that was the first thing that came to his mind when he saw Nick Cannon.
Confirmation?
Yeah.
You call that confirmation?
Oh.
There's been a lot of suspicious activity, bro. So I'm not really shocked.
I might need to leave.
We messing up.
LNF, what's up?
All right, man. We gotta get that feature. LNF, we're gonna get into your album then, man, because we don't want to mess up.
Get into that album. You know, the third one ain't getting Kirk on it.
Right.
Yeah, not tonight. After tonight, nah.
He might be on maternity leave.
Chill, bro. Relax, man. Relax.
Man, we got to pull up that clip of Kirk Franklin, man. I don't feel like y'all don't believe me, man.
Yeah, I believe
I
you.
gotta
You got
see
that
it.
joint?
Yeah.
You got that joint?
It's out there. No, it's out there. Let's get into Alanis album. I want to
Now,
talk
we gotta
about
see
this.
this clip.
You just want to get off.
Jay,
Jay always rushing the pod, man.
Somebody said womb raider cannon. They call Nick Cannon a womb raider.
The womb raider?
Wow.
Wow.
Oh
Womb
man.
raider cannon. Wow.
So, but didn't y'all have one of y'all have a conspiracy, or somebody had a conspiracy that he was sick, and that's why
yeah,
he
that's
was
what that's what I was reading on, talking about because of that rare kidney disease that he has.
Nick
that-
Cannon,
Trying to
right?
find a donor.
And Nick can't. Yeah, it was like if he had, a lot of kids, that it's possible one of them could end up possibly being a donor, as opposed to him being on the list and waiting for someone outside of his family. So if his kids are done, then he's then he can get that done immediately.
Yo, but how you hit up Junior, who's like 4 years old, for his kidney? Like,
That I
listen,
don't-
son, I'm gonna need your kidney.
Let me get that.
I'm gonna give you these Rice Krispie treats, and you're gonna give me your kidney. Like, how do you?
That part, I don't. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is that even? Can you even do that? Like, is that ethical? Like,
Or maybe the fear of your like legacy, right? Knowing that you have that kind of disease, and you maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe you want to have kids and
Ain't
to
this
carry on
just-
your name.
Ain't it just religious for him though? Don't he just believe in populating the earth? Like, I felt like I heard him say that.
He believe in everything.
right?
Yeah, because he's like an Israelite slash
more
universe.
He's a more, yeah.
Science. He's a
Yeah,
priest.
he's all of that.
Everybody's everything.
Yeah, I mean, based on his prayers, thank you, universe, Jesus Christ, and everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, we on to this LNF album.
Yep, let's go.
LNF, you brought two artists with you today.
Yes. The
2 to
immaculate
50.
ones. Yeah.
Did you hand select these artists, or was it?
Yeah. How was that process?
These are your closest. You guys got close. Like, what's going on here?
We talking about for the pod or for the album?
Album.
Yeah, for the album. Listen, when you dealing with for one song is a cipher. One song is where I wanted somebody who plays off of a more youthful sound, right? So I got two spitters. So Pastor Charles, somebody who I've seen him on IG for years now. Been wanting to work with him. We started off. Now he might remember. This is a long time ago. It might be like a year now where I first reached out to him. He did a verse for me, and I kind of like pivoted and started to do all female cipher. So I had his original verse, but when I came back and instead just used women and females and males for this track, I went back to him and he finished off the cipher basically. And I knew that he could stand toe to toe with everybody else who was on a cipher and not lack in any way, right? And he also brings his own style, like with the entendres and the triple entendres. Like, I don't know if there's anybody else who's in CHH who's that meticulous about their lyrics, right? And showcasing that. So that was a big reason, why with Pastor Charles, me reaching out to him, and with Darren, man, I seen him on the Menace, what is it called? Worship and Wordplay. Yeah. So I saw him on Worship and Wordplay. Basically, if people don't know what that is, every week, that account, what they do is they have like just a bunch of MCs get on and spit a 16 a cappella, and the best one wins at the end of the night. And I think Darren won like 3 weeks in a row.
Wow.
So and he's a crazy spitter. And then I think even on top of everything else is he has this this next level aggression and emotion in his tone and how he delivers, that I really feel like is nobody else who's like really active in CHH right now who has that ability. The first time I heard him, I thought of like a Thizzle, right? Where he has that delivery and that capability. And so I reached out to him, And you know, it's wonderful when you can reach out and it's all love off the jump. There's no games. There's we do the business aspect of it, and then even after that, we've still conversed and conversated. So even to bring them on the pod, I was like, yo, they will both be like perfect for the pod, man. Just as far as like personalities and fit and stuff like that. So yeah, man, very very excited to be able to work with them. Call them brothers, and then it is real brotherhood when I'm speaking to them. And I'm a fan for real. At the end of the day,
It's love, bro.
That's dope.
That's dope.
That's what's up.
So for Pastor Charles and Darren, like, how was it for y'all when he approached you and said and gave y'all the concept of the album? Like, yo, this is what I'm doing. What up, y'all in?
Darren,
How
I'll
was
let
it
you
for
go
y'all
first.
when he reached out to y'all about it?
Darren, you can go first. I'll go
It
after you,
was
bro.
for me. It was pressure. I can't lie. I mean, 50 artists, and in my mind, everything we do is for the glory of God. But I was saying 50 artists. I know that he is expecting me to bring it. So it was a lot of pressure, not in competition with anyone else, but just in competition with myself and bringing the best product. So I was nervous, especially with DJ
That's
Lost
real.
and Found. Like, he's a straight shooter.
Right.
I vividly remember a conversation where I said, what do you want me to do with this particular lineup? He said, listen, I'm not holding your hand. You know what you do. I need you to be you.
Wow.
Hey, that sounds
So
like
I
him, bro.
just appreciate that realness, that brotherhood. So it was definitely a task for me and an assignment. So it was a real experience. And actually it was my first professional feature.
wow.
That's
So it
dope.
was a
Yeah.
big deal for me.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was looking up some of your music on Spotify, and it looks like you just got like kind of put your stuff out on the platforms. Maybe you've been doing it for a long time on other platforms, but like on Spotify, it seems like you just kind of got a couple songs out, right? So this is like your first, like you said, official feature, which is pretty dope. So are we expecting more music to come out from from you, Darren, like in the coming future?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm always working. I just released my debut album last year, Kingdom, August 28th, and I'm working every day. I
Okay,
do a lot of remixes, a lot of motivational speaking. So right now I'm working on my new album. So it's
nice.
definitely music in the works.
Okay.
Nice. Yo, Switch, you just gonna ask another question? They ain't even let
Right.
pass
Right. Just
like,
interrupt.
Oh, my
Calm
bad.
down, man. Let him get off, man. Like,
dude,
bro.
yo, dude, Switch. No, it's cool for Darren, but
He's like,
dude,
I'm gonna let you
Switch, bro.
finish. I'm gonna let you
Right.
finish.
Hey, hold on.
My bad, y'all.
Nah, you good, bro.
Apologize.
Nah,
Go
man,
ahead,
Darren's
Pastor
a beast, bro. I just gonna say this on top. I've been wanting to say this. He's like the Martin Luther King of CHH. His voice, like, bro, his
Yeah.
voice
Wow.
is powerful, bro. Like, so
Yeah.
first time I heard him, I'm like, who is this guy? And how have I not heard of him yet? And that's the same way I got in touch with him was on Word Playing Worship. So, buddy's a beast, man. Much love to you and what you're doing, bro. But with me, when LNF reached out, bro, this like again like a year ago. And he told me what he was looking for, and he said cipher. I was like, that's me all day. I'm like, I'm all in because I don't have to, too much worry about a concept per se. There was a concept, but it was more so just go in.
Yeah.
And when you tell me that, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I sent it to him, and I hadn't heard for because he told me it was gonna be a while before it got released anyway. So that was up front. But he was very specific about what he wanted. And I sent it to him, and he ended up reaching back out a while back later and was like, "Hey, we're going a different direction. Can you send another verse?" And I'm like, "For sure." So I sent it in, and what made me even more willing to do that second verse is when I heard who was on it. At that time, I think Anomaly's verse was on there, and Omni Music,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh yeah, bro!" Like they started it off perfectly, and I'm like, I'm at the end too, so I get to close out. And the one thing that made me go super hard was when he limited me to 8 bars. Like, bro, I'm like, oh man, bro, 8 bars. I said I gotta shine in 8 bars, bro. So when I found out I had 8 bars, it actually worked better because I knew I had to cram everything I wanted to say in those 8 bars. And it was bigger than just, oh, let me show them I can rap. I proved that. but let me put the doctrine in there. Anybody that hear my music is doctrinally oriented, and I want to make sure that Christ shined through more than anything else. And I had to take those 8 bars and go hard with it. And I loved it, man. I was just honored to be on it, bro. I'm thankful for it, man. And listening to the whole album in retrospect, I was like, dude is a great curator, bro, and
Yeah.
very intentional about what he's looking for and how he pieces things together. And I appreciated that. And I was like, wow. So yeah, it was a pleasure, man. It was awesome working with him, and prayerfully look forward to working with you in the future, bro, even more.
Let's
Mhm.
go.
Oh, they said the word. Okay. Okay.
And I've been watching you, Pastor Charles. You've you've been putting out product consistently. Like you always dropping a freestyle on your IG. You even putting like certain edits to make like the lyrics even pop out even more, right? So
Yeah.
it's pretty dope, man. And how has that grind been? Like, is it for you to just get more exposure? Is it for you to obviously get the word out more, right? How is, like, what made you say, you know what, I'm gonna really go hard with this right here, this internet, this social media stuff?
That's a good question. I had stopped rapping when I started pastoring, and it wasn't for any spiritual reasons. It was just that I had to devote my time to ministry, getting more, doctrinally trained, and I had a family, so it was like I put music to the side. And I had a homeboy of mine that had tapped into Dayton's body bag challenge, and he just shot it to me like, man, you should do this. So I wrote the verse in like maybe 15, 20 minutes, and I dropped it. Didn't think anything of it. Didn't think it was gonna go anywhere. And I ended up almost winning. Like, it was me and C4. I think C4 beat
Mhm.
me by a few votes. And from that, when I seen the reaction off of that, I was like, okay, let me start picking up my pen again. So I started doing the freestyle videos and a lot of other challenges. A few of them I won. And what I noticed was the traffic from my music was starting to translate to people watching the Bible studies, which is what I care about
Yep.
even more than the
Yep.
music. So I had an agenda. Like, this was all like intentional. I'm gonna use this music and the
Mm-hmm.
freestyle videos to gravitate that audience to what I really want them to hear, which is
That's
the
dope.
Bible studies, bro. Like, that's what I care about the most. So I learned with the lyrics on the screen, the way I rap, that helps people. It's kind of like the bouncing ball. I don't
Right.
rap where if you just hear it the first time, you're gonna catch every entendre or every punchline. So I loved when I was doing acapella videos, I saw the response I was getting from it, and it was like, okay, now they're really listening now. And that's what I care about. If you just bobbing your head to the beat and you ain't catching what I'm saying, it's not doing you any justice or me. So I mean, once I saw the traction picking up, and I started, doing tracks with like Canon, and doing the competitions with Dayton and all of that, the name started getting out there. And the biggest thing was I kept Pastor on the front of it. Like, I had somebody try to tell me to take the name off, and because it'll be more marketable if I just go with Charles AR. And I was like, no. I say, I actually like it, bro, because it may sound corny to you, but at the end of the day, I want you to know what I'm about from the jump. So
Right.
just because you told me to take it off, I'm a rebel and not take it off.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's definitely opened up a lot of traffic, man, for people getting the word, bro, and getting edified. And it's allowed me to actually build relationships with other CHH artists who may not have a covering, and actually be able to pour in them too as well. So I love it, man.
Nice.
You did you were in a battle as well, weren't you? Was it the Fresh Fest or
Flavor Fest.
Flavor Fest,
Flavor
yeah.
Fest? Excuse
I
me. Yeah,
got,
Flavor
bro,
Fest.
I wasn't even supposed, well, I guess with God I was supposed to be in it, but I didn't get selected. I went in for the actual entrance, but I never got selected. And I showed up to Flavor Fest, and I'm just watching the battle, right? And Dayton is like, hey, Pastor Charles, come up to the front. So I'm thinking he want me to pray. You know what I mean? Open it up with prayer. So I'm like, cool, I come pray for everybody. He was like, hey, bro, you want to get in, bro? I was like, get in what? He was like, the cipher, we had somebody cancel, bro. And I know you'll kill it. So I had to think, I'm like, oh my God, I got to come up with like at least 4 verses within the next 5 minutes. Because if this go past one round, I got to have more verses. So I'm
Right.
sitting there sweating bullets, bro. I'm like, oh my God. I say, yeah, I jumped in because, I'm not going to say no. But I ended up jumping in and getting all the way up to like almost winning, bro. And my
Yeah.
homeboy, man, ended up winning at the last minute. He won. We and him went together at the last battle. But it was dope because I wasn't even initially going there to do that. I got called on stage. So it went all the way up to just me and my homeboy at the end, man. But that was dope. Yeah. So that, and then Dayton did a word playing worship cipher that I ended up winning in Orlando. So yeah,
Nice.
been doing a lot of challenges, man. I took a break from that, but yeah, that's kind of what helped me, broaden my spectrum, bro.
Fire.
What's up?
So What was I gonna ask? I had a question and I forgot it. Oh, I was gonna ask you guys, how did you guys get into the CHH? Um, how did you guys get introduced to CHH, and what made you say I'm gonna pick up the mic? Darren, you can start first.
Well, with me, I was a secular artist first, and I had a real encounter with God. And I had a complex with Christian hip hop because I said I would rather give my talent up all the way than to do Christian hip hop because I was so engulfed in the secular side. But God spoke to me and really revealed a revelation that there are souls that you need to reach that were in the same position that you just left. So around 2015, I changed my material and I started reaching, to CHH, and God began to work things out. And I realized the things that I wanted in the world, I ended up accomplishing in CHH. And just last year, well, this year rather, with wordplay and worship, that was something that this lady by the name of Becky Russell, I think, her Instagram is still my show. So she identified me. Well, she thought I was one of her church members. And she said, listen, this is this online platform that they have wordplay and worship, and I think you would kill it. Listen, I don't know this lady. She's actually thinks that I'm one of her church members. And I'm like, how did I end up here? And I ended up auditioning and winning. So that's how I entered into the CHH market.
Wow. Yo, we got to shout out Wordplay and Worship. I mean,
definitely.
They're breaking talent. You know what I'm saying? Like they got people that are being. Who's running that? Is that Dayton and a few other people?
It's Dayton,
that's Dayton and Fathom.
Fathom is hosting it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Fathom is hosting it, but yeah.
All right, shouts out to them then.
And IB is hosting now too. So.
Yeah. You got a lot of good hosts to come on there, man. It's dope, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure right now. I mean, if you ever question the market for CHH, as far as lyricism, worship, and wordplay is the standard. Right. Especially, that's my first time hearing Pastor Charles, and I was blown away. The first time I heard him rhyme, I was like, this cannot be real. Like, still to this day, I listen to Pastor Charles just to remind myself that I have a lot of work to do.
Wow, that's dope.
Bro, you and Hallel, bro, make me feel comfortable about retiring, bro. Like, listening to y'all, like you, Hallel, and a few others, bro. It's just like I can stop now, but nah, bro. Yeah, definitely. That's a big platform, man, and I gotta give them props, bro, because that helped me kind of get, back into the gear of things, man, and it definitely expanded what I do to a larger audience. So shout out to Dayton and Fathom and all of them over there that's running that platform, and I pray that it keeps growing, bro, because I'm hearing new talent every time I tune in, and I'm shocked. I'm like, man, where are all these people at? Now I can reach out and build relationships, because when I first came into CHH, I ain't know nobody, bro. Like much like Darren, I was coming from secular music. I was a battle rapper, and before I even got saved, I started segueing my material to more like faith-based and positive, like, removing the curse words and some of the content. But I hadn't had a real relationship with Christ yet, or a real encounter, until 2014. I really, met God, had got filled with the Holy Spirit, bro, and started taking it serious. And that's when I stopped rapping, because I started pastoring. But then I started to see that, God was pulling at me to start to use my gift again, because I felt like that gift is what allows me to bridge the gap between the older generation and the younger generation. Because I'm doctrinally trained in old school holiness ways. My teacher was old school black and white holiness and was very heavy on doctrine. I have that foundation, which is going to reach the older heads. But then again, being that I do Christian hip hop and I still work with kids, I have that kind of relationship with them as well, to translate what some of the older heads are saying to the kids. But not only that, to translate what some of these kids are saying to the older heads. So it's like I'm a bridge. So when I do Christian hip hop shows, and you if you ever did any Christian hip hop shows, and most of them are at churches, sometimes you get there and 99.9% of the audience is old people. And they're like, what is this? But when I start to speak between my songs and they see, oh, he knows the word, right, and he knows the doctrine, now they're open to listen to what I'm finna rap. So it's like, that's what brought me back in, seeing that I can use this as a vessel to kind of communicate between those two different generations, but also get the word of God out and bring these people in to hear these Bible studies. So that's what really brought me back into it, bro.
Fire. And now now you have new music that's dropping as well.
Yes, sir. I've been working on an album for like 3-4 years now, bro, and I got people on my head about it, bro. March 4th, it's an album I've been working on, and I got a few tracks on SoundCloud.
Is
not
that
SoundCloud, but Spotify and iTunes and all of that. What you said, bro? You was gonna ask a question?
No, I was gonna say, is that because you're like kind of self-aware when it comes to like putting out music? Is like, I want this to be, my best work, or is it just because what's the reason that you've held on 3-4 years for this album?
Well, if I had to condense it to not be too exhaustive, because I believe an album is like a living organism. So it's like whatever headspace I'm in when I'm writing an album, I want it to be in that headspace, and I want it to be translated into the music. But while I was working on this album, life was hitting me, and I found myself in different seasons and in different headspaces, still on the same track in regards to my faith, but emotionally in different areas. So like the project grew. It's like a literal like documentary of the last 4 years of my life. And I've been through some things and lost a lot in the last 4 years of my life. And that's why I think the delay was there. But I love it because now when you hear this album, whenever it gets done, you're going to hear so many different inflections of sound, like the way I'm rapping, the content, and all of the concepts are going to like be progressively. It's going to be like if you looked at the last 4 years of my life through a magazine, you feel me? So like it actually is going to work out in my favor. Thank the Lord for that. But that's why, because it's just life was hitting me, bro. There's really no science behind it besides life hitting me and me having to, stop and reposition. And that's really pretty much what it is, man. But it's coming. But I've been doing a lot of features lately. I did, with of course DJLNF, but then I have Ayo Shamir has me in a compilation album they're doing with Selah and C4 and all these other people. So I've been doing a lot more features and working on my music. So I have to get back to, really working on my music again.
Right.
Yeah. I know as an artist sometimes, like I know you do the IG clips, right? And so does that become difficult, like with the parallel of writing a full song? Because it's like an IG, right? Or you can drop a freestyle and it's just like, I'm gonna drop the freestyle and it comes out how it comes out. But now when you're doing a whole song, right, there's a hook, there's a whatever it is, 2 verses, 3 verses, however, is it, do you find it a little difficult, or is it like smooth for you?
The difficulty is not using, should I use those freestyles and songs or not? Like C4 hit me up, was like, bro, you ever gonna use any of that? Because you just put out a lot of freestyles, and you ever gonna put that on wax? And I'm like, well, some of them were initially meant to be on wax, but I was like, I just want to put something out there, you feel me? So it's like writing is not the problem, but I don't just write to write, bro. Like I got to be inspired. There has to be a push, or it may be dope to you, but it's gonna be subpar to me. So like I refuse to write if I don't feel it. If I don't get, after the first 2 lines is written, if the rest of it is not flowing naturally, I'm not gonna push myself, because I don't like contrived content. I want it to be natural. You feel me? So I don't find it hard to write though. Like between doing the IGs and then doing the album, it's just like, should I use some of this content? Because it's good content. I'm just putting it out there, and I'm like, C4 is like, bro, I'd be using that for some of the albums, but I'm like, but then they've heard it already. But then on the other end, not everybody has heard it. You gotta realize not everybody heard it. It might be old to me, but new to some. So
for sure.
Let me ask this, LNF, when the album dropped, right? And you saw years of work and all that, like, how'd you feel after it was out? It's been out.
Yo, this man charted, bro. This man charted.
Yeah. How'd you feel? And then a follow-up question for the fellas. What was your I guess response, or your like what you thought when LNF approached you to say, listen, I'm gonna do this album, it's gonna have 50 artists on it?
Dude, they answered that, yo. Yeah. Like, comment, and subscribe, yo.
Yo, tune into our podcast, bro.
Start at 8 p.m., yo.
Dude said he felt pressured, bro.
Dude.
Wow. Yo, and you a savage, bro.
Yo, this dude don't even watch his own podcast, and he's on it.
right, so the
He
first
was just
question
looking
there.
for them to expound. He wanted
You're
them
just
to
scratching the
expound.
second question. All right.
Yeah, scratch the
Man.
second. We're gonna cut it off.
Yo,
we gonna edit. We never edit our podcast. We're gonna edit today.
Nah, we're gonna leave it.
let's get this back on the tracks. So yeah, man, I was honored to be able to chart number 70 on the iTunes chart. You seeing Kanye's album up there and everybody else who dropped. And I don't consider myself a large artist at all. Like I had a conversation with a fan in CHH, and they were like, "Oh, I can't believe I'm talking to a celebrity." And I'm like, bro, I barely got 2,000 followers, you know what I mean, on IG. I'm not a celebrity, I'm just a dude in the room. You know what I mean, really, honestly. So yeah, honored, man. I'm humbled. It was a lot of hard work that went into it. So of course you want to get on like the Billboard charts. It's like the biggest charts. But either way, I think that I was able to accomplish what I set out to do, and even being here with the fellas is a blessing and exactly what I wanted. I just want to build a platform where people who are who I think are dope and just kind of like under realized in the space can just be seen. You know what I mean? And not that my platform is huge or nothing like that, but I'm able to show love and really just try to encourage, the artists that I work with. Just say that, yo, I see you out here, and I think you're talented, and I want to invest in you, tangibly, and see how far we can push this. But yeah, definitely was honored to be able to chart, and to be honest, also relieved, bro. Like just the fact that 2 years is over, it finally is done. There was a portion where I didn't think I was going to finish on time. Finances wasn't hitting, and God came through there. You know what I mean? Where people started just doing verses for free, and it wasn't even asked. So you know what I mean? Because I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get this finished on time. So relieved is a big one. And even just doing the press tour or whatever. I did 15 interviews, man.
Wow.
And it was tiring, bro. It was tiring. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining because I'm grateful for every single platform
15
that had
interviews.
me.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So out of the 15 interviews, which one was your favorite?
TNC, baby.
Let's go.
Come on, man.
No
Be honest,
hesitation.
man. You can be honest, man.
You can edit that. Everybody for every podcast, just put it.
Oh, he just track stars. Yeah, track stars.
Yeah, man. But like I said, I'm just honored, bro, and to be able to just see this come to fruition is it's wild, bro, because it hasn't been done in the space, and hopefully this just continues to open doors, and it actually has. It opened one door that I'll just say this. I got another project I'm working on with a legend, and it's crazy. It's to have that opportunity is crazy, bro. So yeah.
So
man, we won't mention Kurt Franklin here no more, man. All right?
You can't.
My bad, bro.
We'll edit that part.
Yo, I don't know. So you said it took 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Now I know you mentioned the finances and stuff, but was it intentional in the fact that you was looking for the right beat, the right artist? Is that the reason why? Because Charles mentioned, right, when you initially spoke to him, that you already had told him in advance it's not gonna come out for a while. So you already had it in, huh?
Why it take so long?
Right. Well, did it take long because you was being real particular and about the beats and the artists and how you were gonna which artists you was gonna put on what tracks, things like that?
Yeah, so one of the reasons is me being particular. Yeah, the first thing that I do is I start with the production, and I want to build like the sound and the flow of the album. So that's before I even reach out to any artist. That's what I'm working on first. But another thing, just in a practical sense, is finances. If I'm funding this myself, and I'm not putting my family in a hole, because they're first and foremost my priority, and first ministry. So I got to make sure that everything's set at home, and then from there I can work on the album. So I had to work slow, and I had to work little by little, just because if you're funding this yourself, I don't have like an investor who's putting in a pile of money in the beginning. You know what I mean? I have a set budget that I said, I want to work within this budget. The budget got blown. And with 50 artists, it probably wasn't wise to think that I was going to be able to stay within the budget that I set. But the budget got blown, and then at that point, it was like, are we going to finish this or not? So, in my head, I knew that I wanted to drop in September. I originally had expected to have everything done. So another thing that added to it was COVID. You had artists who, not everybody can record at home. Some people go to studios. So if your engineer gets COVID, that's shut down for a couple weeks.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you have that goes into it as well. But like I said, a large part of it is just having the finances. Because one thing that I'm not going to do is I'm not going to reach out and expect a handout, right? Like if I'm looking for a free verse, I'm gonna be up front and be like, yo, there's no money in this one. It's a mixtape or whatever, and if you choose to be a part, you be a part. But I never want to reach out to an artist and not have the money available when they give me a price and set their fee, because I think that taking that into consideration is a very loving thing that you can do, and is also something that's very rare that artists don't get. Usually it's people trying to barter with them, and I understand the situations financially, but usually it's people trying to barter with them and, yo, can you take a little off the top? This is all I got. Can you do it for this price? I don't want to do that. I don't want to haggle. I want to be a blessing. I want you to, when we're doing business, I really want you to hopefully have an experience that you haven't had before. That should actually be more common. So yeah, a lot of that it's going to take time. That's just kind of how I work. If you're going to do it right, if I had a huge budget just off the top, just to pick from, I could work a lot faster. But it is that budget that slows it down. And it's probably for the best, because then you have to really think things through. I'm not just frivolously spending, and reaching out to somebody because I like them. You know what I mean? If I reach out to you, it's because I think you can kill it, and more often than not, artists do, and I don't even have to go to somebody else or get somebody else to redo it or something. So.
Fire. I got a question. Now that the album is out, right, and it's been out, what is something that you would say that you learned after dropping like this album, or something that you would change or maybe do differently or implement when you do your next album? Is there something that like you particularly learn, like, oh man, I should maybe I should do it? It could be a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah. I had a couple lessons that I learned. So for one, I'm not announcing a project before it's done. We getting everything done. We having the promotional stuff ready to go at that time. You know what I mean? But at the very least, the music is going to be completely done.
Right.
Like I was going to on vacation and still listening to mixes while I was on a cruise. Like that's not. I don't want to do that again. You know what I mean? And that's supposed to be me and my wife's time, and we out here listening to mixes, and I'm blessed to be able to like. She allowed me to go to a studio in Miami and listen to like the final mixes. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't do that again, because I took that time away from my wife, and it was actually like on her birthday. So
wow.
Yeah. So she believes in me. Shout out to my wife, Ray.
Shout out
to wifey, for real.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do none of this without her support, her okay. You know what I mean? Not that I don't answer to her, but I want her to be completely sold on what I'm trying to do.
Right.
So that, and then also man, what was the second thing I had? I had something else. But definitely. Oh, here we go. One thing that I would like to do is in order to keep, and this is more technical, but in order to keep like everybody sounding the same, I would love to do like a retreat type of thing where I bring the artists all together and we create the album in like a week span or a weekend span or something like that. or at least just a large amount of it, because I think for one, just from a technical standpoint, it keeps everybody sounding the same, right? Like where you don't have everybody using different type of microphones. Not everybody knows how to set up their microphones. You might have noise in the background, and then by the time you get to mixing and mastering process, it creates havoc. So maybe bringing everybody together and maybe actually making this an event, and then that also gives me like unparalleled promotional material as well. Just having all of those artists in one space
Content for
is
days.
content,
Wow.
and that's the one
Yeah.
thing that I hate doing is content. I hate the posting and all of that stuff. You're not gonna see me
Talk to Jimmy. Holla at Jimmy.
dancing. Yes, yeah, we're gonna have to do that. Yeah. But yeah, it would give me content. Yeah.
For sure.
Yo, we got comments. We got comments over
We got
here,
a special comment.
Special comment.
I guess he couldn't ask here, so he said, "Let me write
I
the
didn't want to
comment."
interject.
Pastor Charles said, "Y'all tell LNF he needs to curate an album for Pastor Charles AR." LOL,
Hey.
that needs to happen.
It's done.
ASAP.
It's done.
Bro,
Right.
Mars Hill could come to reality with your help, bro.
Let's go.
But all jokes aside, when he did this and I heard the finished product, I was like, this is genius, bro. Because I mean, it's okay to admit that someone is skilled in that area and you may not be in regards to how to put certain artists together. I think that was what I was most impressed by. Like,
Right.
bro, that was very like technical on how you put certain people together and their styles like accompanied one another. So
It
I'm
was dope.
serious, fam. Like I know you got stuff going on. We'll pray about it and see what the future look like. But bro, like
Yeah.
that would be awesome, I think, bro. Because with you handling that, the artist can focus more on, the content, man, and like like recording it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
that would be
killed
dope.
it. He killed it. The beat
Wonderful
selection,
job, bro.
the song placements, all
Man,
of that.
fam.
Everything.
Genius.
Yo, LNF. So when someone charts, right? Does anything special happen? Like, do people start contacting
I
you,
didn't even know
emailing you?
because Pastor Charles, he was the one getting the emails. They ain't email me.
I was on, bro.
I don't know what's going on. BDS,
Oh.
what's up?
Bro, let me tell you what you need, fam. And I'm
See,
gonna
there we
put
go.
you on right now. This is how I'm getting all of this.
Let's
bro.
go. This is game right here. This is game.
Song stats, bro. Get song stats. It'll connect to any platform that you got your music on. Like right now, I just hit 75,000 playlist listeners for the Uncommon Few track. I just got that.
Wow.
75,000 playlist listeners, bro. So I get all of this stuff from here and I can share it directly from this app. But song stats, bro, get that. Definitely, bro.
So
Exactly.
Pastor Charles is getting all the emails then, like,
Yo, he
yeah,
the
we
one
want
who
to
let me know.
cut
He's like,
we
yo,
want to
you
cut a
charting,
check.
bro.
We want to cut you a check to do your next album.
No, we working for free. We working for free. We A&R for free. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even to add what he said, man, yo, that is what I do on the side. I don't put it out there like that because you'll be surprised how many artists will reach out, and it can get overwhelming because they be like, yo, I see what you can do, and I'm in need in that area, but I can't work with everybody. You know what I mean? So I'm already working with Bumps and Promise on their project. So I'd be honored. So I'm putting this on right now. I'd be honored to work with Pastor Charles, because that's an area where I feel like that's where I'm probably going toward is the independent A&R route, and really just helping artists to grow and establish their projects so for release.
Now I ain't hear you saying God did over none of the tracks or none of that. Like,
Nah.
so if somebody else has you on the album, are you gonna be more vocal, or are you still gonna just executive produce it?
It's a thought, right? So you got on one hand, right? Some people are like, "Yo, you a DJ, so they expect me to speak over the track," right? For me, when I'm constructing a track, and even when I DJ'd, I didn't even like talking. For one reason, and the biggest reason, when I'm putting together a track, it's the art that speaks. I don't want to speak. I want the art to speak. You know what I mean? So it's for me. It's not for. I don't need the extra sounds and the horns and all of that. All of that is nice, and there's people who do that perfectly. And DJ Khaled, shout out to him because God did that joint's hot, right? But that's not me. I don't even like talking like that. So for me to force myself, it would be being a disservice to myself, and also I understand what I'm doing and where I'm going and trying to go. So I'm not gonna just I guess like appease other people and do what they expect. Because yeah, I'm doing something different. It's not something that's been seen very often. Um, but y'all gonna get to know one way or the other. And then at the same time, I do have to get better at uh, promoting and stuff like that, and just being visual, just having the visual brand. So it's definitely something I've thought about. But like I said, the art speaks for itself. So as far as being on tracks, I've done it in the past. It didn't work out. Like I told homie to take me. I said, take me off the track, bro. Don't even put it out. I said, just take me off, bro. Cause even for myself, I was like, it's not natural to me. It's not. So and maybe it's just also just me being harsh and being an introvert type thing. But yeah, if you hear that and you start seeing me switching up and doing TikTok videos, dancing and stuff, hit me up, please. There's something going on.
Bro, I just got a visual, bro.
Oh nah.
Yo.
Bro, that's real though, bro.
That's what's up. Well, where can people find you? We could start with Pastor Charles and Darren, and then last but not least, LNF.
Hey, Pastor Darren, should we call you Pastor Darren?
You could just call me Darren.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for the record, y'all, I'm cool with y'all just saying Charles, bro. That's my artist name. Bro. I don't want to be one of them guys where like you gotta address me as pastor. Like, that's not the intent behind it. But or brother or whatever. It don't matter what you call me, fam. But definitely on Instagram, I think I'm most active on that platform. It's at Pastor Charles R. So it's my it's at Pastor Charles R without the A. That's pretty much for Twitter. That's for TikTok, and Facebook is just Pastor Charles AR. If you want to find everything in one place and simplify it, my ministry website, thechurchwithlegs.com, thechurchwithlegs.com has everything on it, from my merch to my music to my ministry. So that's a real easy way to kind of just like compartmentalize everything.
That's what's up.
Yes, and for me, Instagram, Darren at Darren_Stewart, Facebook, Darren Stewart. You can also look up my brand, Kingdom Monday Motivation, where I go live every Monday. So that'll be a good thing to check out. We go live every single Monday and encourage the people at 8 p.m. And also you can go to my Instagram. My link tree is in my bio, and that has everything from YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Everything is in one place.
Dope.
So that's at DJLOSTNFOUND on all social media platforms. But I prefer y'all to go to DJLOSTNFOUND.com. That's the first place where I'm gonna drop like merch. I got new merch. I'm thinking about putting it up tomorrow.
Oh, hold up! I didn't see that one. Come on, man! You holding out on me, bro? Come on, man!
That's new. That's
That's how he do though, bro.
You gotta wait a year.
That's what's up, man.
But yeah. So DJLostandFound.com for everything, new music, new announcements. To keep up with me, email list, all of that. And at DJ Lost and Found on all social media platforms.
That's dope. Well, thank you, fellas. Appreciate y'all coming on the show, man.
Yo, for real.
Thank
and
you.
Thank y'all, man, for real. Like y'all could have just celebrated yourself, for real. Thank y'all for giving the platform and always showing love, because y'all from the jump have showed love. You bring other people on. You allow me to bring other brothers on and expose them to other people, man. So I appreciate y'all.
Of course, man. You know you're the fifth member.
Facts, so.
We got the word of the day read to you by Switch.
Today's word of the day is let me stop.
Disappeared.
We got Titus 2 verses 1 through 8. I found this kind of interesting because there's kind of a parallel between doctrine and also integrity in your works, right? And I think sometimes when we when we talk about sound doctrine, we always refer to, right, like the Trinity and all these different things, right? But we never talk about actually living these things out and walking it out. And I thought this was a kind of a parallel between it. So it says, but as for you, teach what accords with sound doctrine. Older men are to be sober-minded, dignified, self-control, sound in faith, in love, and in steadfastness. Older women likewise are to be reverent in behavior, non-slanderers or slaves to much wine, They are to teach what is good, and so train in the young women to love their husbands and children, to be self-controlled, pure, working at home, kind, and submissive to their own husbands, that the word of God may not be reviled. Likewise, urge the younger men to be self-controlled. Show yourself in all respects to be a model of good works, and in your teaching show integrity. Amen.
Amen.
Praise God.
Bars.
Amen.
Well, thank you everybody for listening. Our audio only subscribers, we appreciate it. To everybody on YouTube, thank you for watching, and every other platform that you watch these videos on. We sincerely appreciate it. Doing this for 4 years, and we just
Why
getting
you put in
started.
extra 8? Like it's like you 17 and you trying to be 18, bro.
I'm just saying, whatever, it don't matter. Yeah,
One
so
and a half
thank you so
years.
much, everybody. Make sure you go to DJLOSTNFOUND.com.
Yo,
check
hold
out his
on.
music. Everybody else.
I
Yo,
got a
you hold
question
on. Let
though.
me finish. What's the question?
Yo, did any of you guys feel pressure like having all 50 artists?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
That is awesome.
Here's to many more years
Switch
of the
academics.
That's Not Christian podcast. Thank everybody. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Give the video a like, and we'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
Peace. Thanks, fellas.
Peace.